and then I end up switching to football my junior year of high school,
Mm-hmm.
and got had a pretty good summer with 7-on-7 and stuff like that. So
Okay.
started getting some looks. So then I
Okay.
went on. I mean, I ended up committing to Florida State. It was the best 4 years of your life. Going there. We had some
Okay.
good times. We had some bad times, but we could do it all over again. We'd go back.
Okay.
Go back to Tallahassee. It was some good times, and we did some winning, and we had some rough times, but it really was the best 4 years of your life.
Right.
Um,
So let's start right there. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce you. I'm going
okay.
to introduce you, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that don't know who this gentleman is, this is Maven Saunders, forever Seminole tight end. And Maven, what's up, bro?
All is well, man. I
Yeah,
can't complain. Everything's good.
good man, good man. So, uh, you are not from the States, correct?
I'm not.
Yeah. So tell the viewers where you're from.
I'm actually from the Bahamas, from a small island called Bimini, Bahamas. That's where I'm at right now.
Okay.
So I'm actually the airport manager down here right now. So
Okay.
that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm back home, giving back to the community and the kids and stuff like that. So
Really?
yes, sir.
Okay. So how did you end up in the United States?
But
Uh,
I was in Texas for high school basketball.
okay.
So I went my 8th grade year. I went to high school and for basketball in Houston. And
Okay.
like I said, I switched over to football my junior year of high school.
Okay.
So I was in Texas for a while. I pretty much grew up over there in Houston. From 8th grade, and then like I say, junior year of high school, I switched to football. Had a pretty good junior year of high school football, and then had a good summer. And then all the big boys started recruiting me for football, so I ended up choosing Florida State. And like I said at the beginning, it was a good decision, and we had some good times there as well. So
Yeah. So coming out of high school,
mhm,
you were a four-star prospect.
mhm.
Yeah. Number three tight end in the country in 2013. Is that right?
Yeah, it was had a pretty good. I played wide receiver in high school, so everything I think was based off potential. But we had a pretty good summer. Had a pretty good summer. I got a good showing during the summer for 7-on-7 and camps and stuff. So I ended up getting ranked pretty high up there. Even though I didn't play tight end, they just assumed that when I went to college I would have been switched over to the tight end. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So, and also see here the 187 player overall that you broke. That's dope. That's dope, man. That's
mhm.
dope. So before we go any further, man, and I always like to start these shows off like this. How much of an impact were your parents into your decisions to play sports?
Well, to be honest, it was I'm the baby, so I'm the baby of three boys.
Mm.
So it was kind of rough at first getting, convincing my mom to let me to go to Texas when I was so young. I mean, I was 13, 14 years old. So, we had to convince her that it would have been best for me to go, to be able to get your college degree, to be able to do all the things that America provides for that the Bahamas can't really. So, we did a lot of convincing. I think she realized she probably would have lose me if she didn't say yeah. So we kind of pressured her in there, and she made that decision to let me go. And
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure she's happy with the decision she made now. So
of course she is. Of course she is. Her baby boy done made it.
yeah.
So you mentioned you were a two sports star.
Mhm.
Bro, I looked at your accolades. I looked at your offers. You had in basketball, you had an offer from UConn.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Did you
Yeah,
go
so I
there?
mean, basketball probably is my best sport. I probably played basketball the best. UConn offered from my freshman year of high school.
Okay.
A lot of the other big boys came in after that as well. So, at signing day, it was kind of the decision and stuff like that. But I was enjoying football so much, because football was new, and you love football. Like I grew up playing Madden and stuff like that. So it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
man, I gotta go play college football.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So let me look at these other guys that offered you. Arkansas, am I correct?
yes, sir.
Houston, Michigan State, and Oklahoma offered you too.
Yeah, yeah. We had a
So
lot of basketball offers too. We had a lot.
yeah,
I
yeah.
played a lot on the circuit, on the summer circuit. Played for one of the best AAU teams in Texas. So we traveled a lot, and I was able to get seen. I went to a few All American camps
Okay.
and performed pretty well. So I had a good much basketball offers as well.
Okay. All right. So who would we know today that's in the NBA that was at your camps that you attended in
In
basketball?
basketball,
Yeah.
boy, I went head to head with a lot of the big dogs you have there. Justice Winslow was my rival in high
Oh
school.
wow. Wow.
I went to camp with Andre Drummond and
Wow.
Kelly Oubre was a rival in high school. All
Wow.
these guys who grew up in Texas and stuff like that. I was right there with those guys. So
Wow.
some of the big dogs. They were rivals in high school and throughout the summer circuit. Just to name a few. So
What was your average in basketball in high school? Because I've seen a lot of your stats and stuff.
mhm.
I missed a couple of them, but what was your average? What did you average? Uh,
in high school was about 20. I was a double double type of guy. I got a
okay,
lot of my offers because I was a guy that could pretty much do everything. Nothing great, but just would do pretty much everything. Rebound, pass, and assist,
okay,
pass and score. Um, Play defense is rebounding. Actually, was my biggest strong suit at 6'5". I would be able to go in there and rebound with some of the big guys. So that was one of the things that a lot of schools enjoyed, and I know, and then playing defense as well. So, high school was about 20 and 10, 20 and 10 type stats. Like I said, stopped
okay.
playing my junior year. I didn't play basketball after junior year. I just strictly focused on football. So junior year and senior year, I did not play basketball.
Okay,
Yeah.
understood. Understood. So you didn't play basketball for FSU.
No, I didn't.
You did.
I didn't. Um, that's just funny. Yeah, I didn't. I know Coach Gates. I spoke to Coach Ham and stuff like that. Me and Coach Ham actually still speak. Coach Hamilton, but I didn't want to do that because we had a guy, Marquez White, that used to do it, and I see how much that. I mean, I wouldn't even enjoy college if I had to go from, go back.
I got you.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't have no time to enjoy the time in college or whatever. So that was two really good programs, and so
Yeah, Marquez. I know Marquez. I
yeah,
know
yeah,
of him.
yeah.
Yeah,
He
he's
did
a,
it. He did it. So
he's a bad man. He's a
yeah.
very bad man. So I see you also majored in criminology.
Yes, sir.
What are your plans with your degree? What were your plans with your degree, if you don't mind me
So,
asking?
the criminal justice degree I have, it allowed me to get into, like I said, what I'm doing now. Obviously that's more cop and stuff like that, but I was able to get the manager job here at the airport, and it allows me to get into politics, which is my end game here.
Okay.
So, I'm dealing with the government people and government officials and stuff like that now with my job, and that allows me to move into that sector when the time is right. So, but that's the end game for me here.
Man, I wish you were born here so you could be the president of the United States.
Sometimes I wish that too.
I
I
wish,
miss
bro.
it. I can tell you
I
that.
wish, man. I'll be pushing your campaign, bro. Okay. So here's the question that's haunting me. In any Florida State fan, and I'm a Florida State fan ever since I was a baby. So
Uh,
why did you leave FSU?
well, the crazy thing is, it had nothing to do with FSU. You know, as you guys could have, I mean, as you guys can see, and a lot of people probably could have seen, the play calling was not tailored to my style. So it's really was really just me leaving Jimbo's program.
Mhm.
So I left. I actually decided I graduated and transferred.
Okay.
So I actually, when I graduated in December, I already told Jimbo I was leaving from before all the fallout happened. So when I found out that Jimbo was already leaving, because I'm international, my paperwork was already in to
Okay.
go to Kansas.
Okay.
So I couldn't have just say, "Hey, I'm coming back." I would have to go through all another set of paperwork to get that paperwork transitioned back to Florida State. So I did already. I left before. If you guys can remember the timeline, I left before Jimbo decided to leave. So I was just leaving his program, his play calling. Wanted to go somewhere else just for that 1 year to be able to showcase more of my talents instead of just being used sparingly, like I was in Tallahassee. So
Man, listen, that's one of the biggest mysteries. I would watch. I think me and my son were watching the Miami game, and you caught a pass that was sailing. You were sailing out of bounds. You remember that?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and even we was listening to the commentator. He was amazed. I think it was Kurt Herbstreit. He's like he
yeah.
was even amazed at how this dude is so agile and jumped and caught that pass like that, bro. So this is a mystery to me. We were wondering, why is this guy not getting used the way that the Miami Hurricanes would have used Jeremy Shockey or Kellen Winslow or somebody like that, bro? We, as Florida State fans, we
Mhm.
were upset and we
Well,
hated to see you leave.
I can tell you that I can tell you there's a few. Well, if it wasn't, you see, and you guys were upset, I would hear about it. Even the players.
Mm-hmm.
I was cool with people like Derwin James and
Mm-hmm.
all the Jalen Ramsey. These guys, I would go at these guys in practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you understand me? I mean, like I say, we'll go back and forth and stuff like that, and everybody in everyone in the whole team was used to wonder why aren't we using now on Jimbo's defense? You had a home run hitter like Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
So a lot of us didn't get used the way we should have been used. He had a home run hitter. You give the ball to a home run hitter to most of the time. So it wasn't just me. It was it was about countless of guys. I was just happy that I was even able to see the field.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like there were some guys, even the backup running backs. I don't know if you guys know guys like Ryan Green.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had other receivers, Javon Harrison. We had
Mm-hmm.
some big time guys that just wasn't used because he would go to the home run hitter the most of the time.
Yeah.
So, you know,
That bothers me as a
yeah,
Seminole fan. That bothered us. Like I kept asking people, why are they not using this guy?
yeah,
Why are
yeah.
they not using this guy? I mean, we were spoiled with Nick O'Leary, and if you go
Mhm.
back further, we were spoiled with Lonnie Johnson and a couple more, bro. I think, and maybe I'm just being biased, but I think you could have been with Nick O'Leary and Lonnie Johnson or better. What do you say to that?
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I would speak to Nick, and everybody could have seen the potential.
Mm,
Everyone saw the potential. There was few games where, the potential. I mean, it was obvious, and I think it was after actually the North Carolina game. After the North Carolina game in 16 is when Jimbo started getting pressured on why, because he couldn't even lie no more
mm,
because you guys saw and watched the game.
mm-hmm.
So me and him had a lot of back and forth, you know, and personally because of this. To be honest, like if you guys can see you're frustrated, I got frustrated, and I would show him we'll have meetings, we'll have practice.
Mm,
Um, I probably could have handled it a lot better, but there was times when I was going back and forth because I realized what was going on, and it was just like, man, I was ready. Like especially after 16, like all the nervousness about playing a new sport, all the nervousness about being in a new country, that was gone. I was just ready to take over the entire country. No, as the best tight end in the country, hands down.
I
I
think
think,
you would have been.
yeah,
I promise you, I think you would have been.
yeah. So
So
that was the plan, and then he just
so your relationship with Jimbo, because it seems touch and go. It seemed a little touch and go. I mean, overall, I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate you guys' relationship?
now or back in school.
I mean, from that point to now.
Well, in school it was a -10. I could just it was -10, and
Okay.
yeah, so it was a -10. And he's a guy that as you guys can see, he's a stubborn guy. I'm a stubborn guy, so if somebody challenges him, he's gonna stand up, and I'm the guy that's gonna stand up too. So we had a lot of back and forth, but I respect him, man. He's a great coach. He's a national championship winning coach. Now today, if we end up running into each other, we probably laugh about it. Because at the end of the day, we all grown ups and we all grow, grow up. So, but back then, yeah, it was negative, and it wasn't even just him. It was the tight ends coach as well.
Yeah.
So it was just like I said, the fact that I was able to even see to go on the field sometimes, it was because a lot of you guys were pressuring him too. The
We
fans
were
were
we
pressuring
were
him in media and stuff like that. And so
I even mentioned it to my cousin. I think I mentioned it to my cousin who actually played with you before you came there, Bert
mhm.
Reed. We
Okay,
mentioned it,
yeah.
yeah, we mentioned it with him, and he's like, I don't know. So
Yeah,
um,
it's a politics. That's a part of sports.
yeah,
There's
yeah, man.
that P word goes in them programs as well. So when that hit there, and when you get there, it's there's a lot of politics there as well. So
That's unfair, bro. And it's like one of the biggest mysteries in Florida State football program history. Tell us about your recruitment process, though, bro. Tell us about how I mean, who all came to visit you, and tell us when Florida State come to visit you. Tell us how that went. Tell us how about all
yeah, the
your.
recruitment. Well, man, I think Texas A&M was one of the first teams that offered.
Okay.
And then Coach Brewster, the tight ends coach, was at Mississippi State at the time.
Okay. Mm,
Then he came over to Tallahassee in
yeah.
13. So
Mm,
he ended up going over there and showing them a me, and then he came down to Houston to my school, and Jimbo came to my school as well in
mm.
Texas, and they did a lot of the recruiting there. Like I said, if I could do this all over again, I would go right back to Tallahassee, to Florida State. You know what I mean? It was such a great time. We did a lot of it, and I became a man going there, being able to deal with adversity and stuff like that. Like I say, most of the times I didn't deal with it well,
Right.
but that helped me grow into a better person now and understand. And I don't blame anyone for what happened. It was unfortunate. I feel like I could be playing on Sundays, to be honest, and a lot of people, when they figure out where I'm at now, they understand. That's just me, my confidence in myself. But God always has a plan. I live on that. So, um,
Amen.
but if I could do all of this over again, I would do. I would go right back there with those guys and ready to battle for a national championship. So,
Yeah, so you just erased my next question. I was going to ask you any ill will towards, the way it ended at Florida State, but you just mentioned that you would do the whole thing over
oh heck yeah,
again. Yeah.
yeah, all right back over. Yeah, a lot of people knew of the situation. Because like I said, I left like a month, almost like a couple of weeks right before Jimbo. So if he left before me, I would stay with Target. Which, to be honest, it's probably best I wasn't there for that era,
Oh,
because
yeah.
some of the things that were going on and social media wise, I probably wouldn't have been able to deal with that.
So
So
we're
I
speaking about the
probably was
Taggart
best
era.
I wasn't
We're
there for
talking
that
about the
era.
Taggart era. Are we talking about the Taggart era?
Yeah, yeah, it wouldn't have been good for me to be there. I tell you.
Yeah, but I don't. I promise you, I wouldn't. I couldn't see you fitting in that system.
No.
Yeah, I couldn't see you fitting in that system. That was playground to me. And
Yeah,
no
yeah, and
disrespect.
it wasn't the play style was fine. I mean, he did some plays. He utilized the tight ends and stuff, but it's just all the things that went around with the whole it wasn't a professional program anymore. Like I
Right.
was I watched it. It was so disappointing to see, even when I was
I
in
agree.
Kansas. I mean,
I
I
agree.
should see me. I'm in the stores in Lawrence wearing FSU gear. I
I
would get in
agree.
trouble with the coaches over there in Lawrence because I'm wearing my FSU gear over there, and I'm, you know what I mean, still supporting it. I just couldn't believe what was going on, So
Well, I mean, who could at that point, bro? I felt bad because it was a brother, but that's another story.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, who was your favorite teammate over at Florida State, and who was your favorite teammate at Kansas?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm cool with a lot of the still, still keep up with a lot of guys. Malik Jackson,
Okay.
was really like a brother to me. Me and him still, interact every now and then.
Okay.
Rod Johnson, the lineman.
Okay.
Derek Kelly, we guys playing Madden together and stuff like
Okay.
that. I play Madden against Derwin. A couple of these guys,
Okay.
Ryan Green.
Okay.
We speak with Freddie Stevenson and Tyler Lyons. So we still communicate with a lot of those guys. So.
So all them cats you just named, you
Uh,
need to tell them to come over here and do the show.
can you repeat that?
I said all them cats that you just named, you need to tell them to come over here and do the show.
Yeah, man. I would definitely, I would definitely tell the guys,
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. Personally, bro, I just don't think they unlocked your potential at Florida State, and I keep dwelling on it, Maven, but I just don't think they unlocked your potential because, like you just mentioned, you should have been playing on Sundays.
Mm.
You know, it's gonna hunt. It's gonna hunt real Florida State fans.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
need the
man.
real ones know. You're the real one. If since a lot of people,
Bro.
we get hidden in that era with Cook and those guys. But we did the dirty work for him. You guys know we were out there blocking for him.
Yeah, yeah, we
Myself,
know. I mean,
Izzo, the tight ends and stuff like that helped helped him do what he did. So
yeah, yeah. Dalvin should be. I mean, I know we call him Houdini because some of the offensive line wasn't that great,
no.
but he did a lot of things. But he should be. I think he should be buying y'all Rolexes and BMWs. To be honest with
Dalvin. Yeah, Dalvin appreciates it though, man. He
you.
was a cool dude. He would always, he would always tell the guys they'd be appreciated. He knew how important it was. So.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, did you ever have a favorite player growing up, and who would that be?
And Antonio Gates, I tailored my game after Gates,
Ah,
so that's the reason why I did the transition as well. I saw that, potential as well. So.
okay. I can see that. I can see you being Antonio Gates, man.
Yeah.
So, what attracts you to Antonio's play style?
Well, like I say, just a big guy that could create, mismatch problems. When him and Philip Rivers used to destroy on those corner routes and stuff like that. Those were the things that I anticipated being used, in my game as well. So, he was just a matchup nightmare for his entire career, and it was a long career. So, he used his body pretty well, making plays, using basketball. He learned in basketball as well. So I tailored my game really around his game.
So yeah, that makes sense because both of you have a basketball background, so that
Mm-hmm.
makes perfect sense, man. I
Mm-hmm.
like that. That's
Yeah.
awesome, bro. Yeah. Was Florida State your dream school, bro? Or
Whoa.
who else? Who else was in
Boy,
the
you
mix?
might cancel me right now.
No.
You might hang up right after this. If with the green, so in the Bahamas, it was all Tebow and Harvin, those guys. We were Gators, man. Just hearing that chomp and the swamp. It was for me. It was playing what is that, the college football game. I was more of that era. It was like, man, I was fascinated with those guys.
So you were
To
with
be
those
honest,
two.
though.
I'll tell you a quick story. My brother by adoption, my foster brother, he played for the Gators. I won't even allow him to come to my house.
So,
He,
well,
he,
good thing we already did a lot of the interviews, so you
yeah, yeah,
you didn't ask that.
he wrestles for WWE now, but he's he's a good guy.
Yeah,
Only if
yeah.
he don't come over to my house. So
Yeah, we were Gators down here, man. I love it.
yeah, that's awesome, man. So once you leave Florida State, and you go to Kansas, man. How? I mean, you admitted you were kind of ready to go, but do you know what I'm saying? Did you have any like, man, I don't really don't want to go, but I have to do what's best for me? Did you have
Oh
one of those
yeah.
moments?
I mean, man, it took almost. I mean, first of all, the people of Kansas were wonderful, man.
Okay.
They could have seen I didn't want to be there. Yeah. But the thing is, those people were so good. Those people were so great. I met such great people up there. What happened at Kansas though? It was actually going as planned. I was going to be featured, but
Okay.
right before the first game, I ended up hurting my back.
How that
So
happened?
what? Yeah, I had a huge back injury. So I played the first couple of games with a back injury, knowing that this is it. This is the last year. I can't. This isn't no time to sit out and wait. And this is graduate transfer. This isn't like the portal now. You're it. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
This is before the portal era and stuff like that. So I know that this was the last year. So I played that whole season with a back with almost a brace on. So couldn't do any of the athletic stuff I was doing at Florida
Okay.
State. Couldn't
Okay.
do anything. I was just out there just to say, I just wanted to keep put some good film up there. But I played with a whole brace on. I still got the brace. Every time I see that brace, I mean, if I was feeling the way I felt at Tallahassee, which we were going through camp, it was going well. I was going to get featured, but that injury happened right before the season, like almost like a week before the season. So
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So you don't have any residual pains from that these
no,
days?
no, I just have to take care of it. It was an injury I actually suffered in Tallahassee in school lifting
Okay.
weight. So it's just something that popped back up. So I just had to take care of it. It wasn't no surgery or anything. It was just spinal cord sprain. So I just had to. Only thing that can heal that is rest.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So I'm looking at some of your personal business, and you're a personal trainer too, huh?
Yeah, yeah, that's a side gig I do here on the island. Just did some side, some personal training.
Tell
Um,
me about that, bro. Tell me about that a little bit because I'm in the personal fitness myself and enter a few contests. I just finished third in the country or in the nation for
mhm.
muscle and fitness, actually myself.
Well, the thing is about the Bahamas and these islands. I don't know if you've been here before, but we eat
Never.
really good down here. We eat really good. So I selfishly, I really only do that so it can keep me, in shape. You know what I mean? I don't want to just sit here and just blow right up. So at first it was selfishly say, man, listen, I have a gym down here, I got some weights, let me do some stuff. And then people started joining, and it's like, what, let's do this a little business. Um, but really, that main thing is to keep me, as a former athlete, you want to stay fit. When you start feeling different, then you realize that it's time to start working out again. So
Maven, you're never a former athlete. You're a forever athlete. You're
athlete,
forever known.
I'm
So don't
feeling
ever.
different now, man. It's
Yeah,
different. I don't feel,
man, you're not that old. You're what are you, 28?
20, yeah,
So
28,
yeah,
28.
man, please. Good, good Lord, man. You never a former anything.
Yeah.
You're a forever no. You're a forever athlete. So, um, you told me who your favorite. You told me who your favorite teammates were. Uh, did you have one in Kansas?
Yeah, they had a receiver named Booker, Jeremiah Booker. Great
Jeremiah
player,
Booker.
man.
Okay,
That dude was
Jeremiah Booker. Okay.
yeah, that dude is a great player. Great person though. I mean, yeah, the person he was. I mean, what was so crazy about Kansas is they had such good guys. And now, as you see, the Kansas program has a new coach, and they're doing really well now.
Mm-hmm.
But those guys were such hard workers, but they never won anything. And these guys were winning like one game. This was the year. These were the years where they were winning one game, two games. Never been to a
Yeah.
bowl game.
Yeah.
So I felt so bad, man. I wanted to be there. I'm like, at Florida State, it was championships or bust. For
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
we were just trying to get the 5, 6 wins, and they
Mm-hmm.
would have celebrate those whenever. We could have go to the we could have go to the Cheez It Bowl, and they would have celebrate that. Like, I mean, it was just such a different, and those guys are such good hard workers, and but then that made me appreciate some of the talent that I was able to play with in Tallahassee as well. I mean, these guys are now superstars in the NFL. So, but talent goes a long way. Those guys were good, but Jeremiah Booker was my favorite. He's a good guy. So
Yeah, awesome, man. That's good, man. So your Seminoles are ranked number 5 in the country.
oh yeah, we back.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
back. We
yeah.
back.
So so what do you? I mean, do you have them in the playoffs this year, or I mean, if we lose a game this year, Maven, who do we lose it to? But the only competition I see left on the schedule is Miami.
Yes. Now
Yeah,
that Miami game is gonna be tricky.
yeah,
Miami always is tricky. First of all, it's good they're back, man. It was
yeah,
rough couple years watching, but now it's good to be able to tune in every Saturday knowing that Mike Coach Norvell has done a great job of turning that thing around.
yeah.
The Miami is gonna be tricky, and always Florida is always tricky. Florida will always be tricky.
It does.
From afar, I have no relationship with anyone there right now. From afar, it looks like they have a good set of guys that keeps their head on right.
Right.
And that's that the quarterback seems like he's a humble guy, and he they seem like they have everything under control, so they wouldn't overlook anybody. The Duke game is going to be a little different, um, you know. So we got a few more on the schedule. We just got to win each day. Just win every day. And I know that's what they preach there. Is they trying to get better every day. So, but it's looking good, man. It's looking good. He recruited really well, man.
He's a great recruiter, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought Jimbo was great, but this guy, Coach Norvell is
elite,
amazing.
man. This guy, yeah, and his play calling is good too. I really want. I think I don't hear a lot about Coach Norvell's innovation of play calling. He's doing a lot of different things that I know you guys. We were just basic pro style offense. He's doing a lot of different things.
He is.
I see that. I'm like, man, this guy really is pretty good. So
I'm scared of the defense, though, Maven. I'm scared of the defense a little bit. It's tricky, but moving on.
I mean I think that guy is gonna start wreaking. Somebody else on the line is gonna have to, because they're doubling the first guy, the Jared guy.
Yeah, they're doubling.
So somebody that leaves somebody else to be making a lot of plays on the line, and I think we're still waiting on who's gonna reap the benefit from
that guy is. I think Patrick Payton's doing a great job right
now. 11?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, 11 is good
too.
Yeah.
So here's my other question. Well, ask you a couple more, and we'll get you out of here. The NIL thing. Do you think it's good or bad for?
Man, this is something I dream about. I mean, it is absolutely good for the. I mean,
I agree. I
mean it's needed. It's been needed, man. It's
Yeah.
They finally have enough to pay their fair share. I mean, the amount of money these places had, man.
I agree.
That makes me sad, man. Me and the guys talk about it all the time. Like, bro, what? You understand what I'm saying?
I agree, but I mean, I mean, you should be making your money off your own name. I mean, shouldn't that be the plan?
Yeah,
that have been the plan at the beginning.
Yeah. 100%. That was needed, man. That was.
Amen.
Now it's gonna get. It's and what I tell people, one side of it, I can see that. I can see that college probably isn't the same, because those guys probably aren't even have to go to class or anything no more. So that's going to take the little mystique away from college football. Because after a good win, you used to show up in class and people tell you a good game, and you walk into campus, people running up to you, oh man, good job, beat Miami, good. All that stuff is gone. It's just like we got two professionals.
Yeah, the camaraderie with
them guys probably don't even have to show up to class anymore. Yeah, you think Caleb Williams go to class?
No, I don't think he.
No, he doesn't go.
So let me ask you. I want to give you one fun question, and I'll ask you about your big brother, your brother in arms, Deion Sanders. How do you feel about the job he's doing, and how is he handling the haters that are coming for him at Colorado?
I mean, he's a good guy. I mean, he's a great recruiter.
Yeah.
I think everyone has to realize what he's doing He's recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
That is a program that is in need, in desperate need of talent. And it
Yeah.
showed against Oregon. It showed. So he's recruiting now. Some of the stuff he's probably, things happen for a reason. And I've seen lately, they pulling back a little bit maybe on some of the posting and stuff like that, because some of the guys get turned off from that when it's over the top.
Yeah.
Some of the guys, it might get over the top a little bit, which I can see. But he's recruiting. He's doing a great job. He's the talk of the sports right now.
Right.
And I know he has some animosity towards Florida State right now with what happened. But I know deep down he probably don't even he appreciates it. He appreciates the people.
Yeah, I don't think he needs
he has some good friends. We have our chaplain who's still at Tallahassee, Mr. Clint Purvis. These are guys that knows Dion from in and out. And I'm pretty sure Coach Bowden, rest in peace. He appreciated them too. So I hope the fans realize that, he's still probably a little salty about what happened there, but he'll always be a Seminole as well. So.
Amen. So right now, and I'll get you out of here, Maven. Right now, I want to ask you a fun question, and you can answer it in two ways. Your Mount Rushmore of tight ends at Florida State, and it's okay for you to put yourself on there, or your Mount Rushmore of all-time Seminoles.
Well, I'll do the all time. All time would probably be Charlie Ward, Jameis.
Okay.
I'll put Dion.
Okay.
Oof. I'm getting too Chris Weinke and
You
Coach
would
Bowden.
put Chris Weinke before Peter
Weinke and Bowden, yeah.
Would you put Peter Warwick up there?
Yeah, I forget. See, I know I was gonna see this. Just the tricky thing, dealing with Florida State, you always gonna miss out some other people. You can always miss out someone.
And this is the last thing I want to ask you. You always gonna miss out something. You can put Warwick Dunn there. You can also put Warwick.
Yeah. See, that's another one, man. And Warwick Dunn was such a great guy. He was always in the locker room. Him and Peter Warwick always around us as well. But I get to watch though. I watched Warwick a little bit. Warwick Dunn a little bit, but. I'm gonna be biased. Jameis was such a great teammate. Dalvin, obviously, I'm gonna always go with Dalvin. So, a quick question? What you think about 4 and 5? I hate to watch the games and still seeing them numbers worn, man. You guys need to stir up some stuff about that, man.
Yeah, the as far as 4 and 5, I mean, man. I don't know how to answer that one, Maven. I really don't. Forgive me, but I don't know how to answer that one. That's.
I hate to see the number 4, especially 5, man.
Definitely 5. Definitely 5.
I hate to see people wearing that number, man.
Yeah,
it's almost time, man. You guys are the fans. Let's make that happen, man. Number 5, it gotta go. It gotta hang up.
Yeah, you gotta hang that one up.
We gotta hang 5 up.
Yeah, you definitely gotta hang that up. Well, my brother, thank you, man. You gotta invite me to the Bahamas. Let me forget that. Let me not forget that. Invite me to the Bahamas, bro. We thank you for coming through and hanging out with us. My co-host, he's going through a little something with his mom. She's in hospice care right now. So, but we want to thank you, man, and thank you for everything you have done for the game of football. Thank you for being a Seminole. God knows. Thank you for being a Seminole, bro. We hope to have you back on sometime soon, man.
No problem, man. You can just, you know how to reach me. It was a blessing. Bro. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you inviting me on, man. I hope you guys
appreciate you coming. I appreciate you coming, bro. We love you, bro.
All right, man. Take care.
You too.
All right, man.
That was Maven Saunders, forever Florida State Seminole, Kansas Jayhawk. Guy had hops, can hoop. In Florida State, y'all dropped the ball on this man. He could have been the greatest tight end in Florida State history. Y'all got to do better. We'll end it by saying a prayer for our brother Jody and his family, and once again, man, you'll never know who we'll have on here. So tune in. All Pro.